Here's another one. Hey, can you guys talk more about mental health and your struggles with it? I feel like I've talked like
A lot.
quite a bit about it. I mean, but not I haven't really like focused on it. But it's just something that's important to everyone, and obviously I'm one of everyone. I have experience with it, so that's why I guess it comes out naturally sometimes when I'm talking about something else. Um, so this was from Yabby111, and she says, I suffer from mixed anxiety and depression as well as panic disorder. So I found solace when you talked about mental health and the way you coped with it in the last episode. Oh, I guess she sent this after the Disney Princess episode, right?
Oh, well, you talked about many things,
Oh,
but
I
yeah.
talked about the sugar thing too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've I've had conditions for like most of my life, so um it's very natural to me. Uh Luckily I've been very open about it ever since I was a kid. Uh I actually wasn't aware, although there was, of like a stigma, like where I wasn't allowed to talk about it. It was definitely there. I grew up in Korea when I was little, and then grew up like in Canada, in the States. Um, and yes, like nobody really talked about mental. Like I don't think there even was the phrase like mental health,
Mhm.
like or anxiety. Actually, like I didn't hear about anxiety attacks until like much later on. Like years and years after I experienced them even. So I didn't even have like a phrase to put to it because I didn't know. But as with many other things, the stigma or whatever was there, but I just wasn't aware of it. And that's just the way I am with a lot of things, you know? That's why sometimes when I was a kid, like teachers would say that like I'm just too crazy or too rude or just, like a menace. Because but mostly it was because like I just wasn't aware of things I'm not allowed to do. I'm supposedly not allowed to do. So I spoke very openly about things. Sometimes I pissed people off, sometimes I scared people, but I guess mental health was one of those things. And you can see from like Epikhai's music, like our first album was released in 2003. So I made that album like in 2001 too. And we speak a lot about like mental well-being on the album. So even back then, it was something that was important to me. I remember my first, like, not my first, but like my huge anxiety attack though, because it happened like near Itaewon. Um, and this wasn't my first, but like this was the first time that I was like, oh my God. Uh, I was in a car with my manager headed somewhere. And as we were passing by Itaewon, like suddenly like felt like I was gonna die. Like like I was at like face to face with like imminent death.
Was there a trigger? Just
I have
out of
no, just
nowhere?
out of nowhere.
Mm.
So I was like, stop the car, stop the car. And he stopped the car and I got out of the car and literally like just like sprinted across like the Itaewon streets. Just kept running, right? I have no idea what I was like. I have no idea what I'm running from, but like I feel like I'm gonna die. And I kept running, and then eventually I stopped and I was kind of okay. Um, I w- I ended up in front of like this bar, walked in and just ordered a bunch of beer. Probably wasn't the best idea, and just like you know, just chugged them down. Um, but like I felt like I was gonna have a heart attack, and I don't know. I remember that, and that was like while I was working on music and stuff. So, um, yeah, like that freaked me out. I don't know if any of this helps, but yeah. Um, so here's another DM. Smooth transition.
You You are listening to the Tablo podcast.